Well, prepare yourself, guys. Welcome to another episode of Talking Through the Medias. I'm your host, Chris Fagan. This is your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans. For fans, we are doing our first live stream of 2025. So happy New Year, guys. Welcome back, and I hope you had a great, productive, safe, and sound New Year's. I know the year hasn't really started off all that great. A lot of craziness going on, but we're going to ignore all that and just focus on the little bit of craziness that we're going to talk about here tonight. Just a little bit of some entertainment news, like we always say, some trending scandals that's going on. Going to share our thoughts on them. First, I'm going to just discuss briefly a little bit that I do know about what's going on with, for example, like Blake Lively, the Justin situation. There is Ryan Reynolds as sinister as he'd like us to believe, or is there more at play? And then I'm going to run down a little bit of my favorite, not the best or the top or anything like that. My favorite, the ones that I've seen, the movies and the TV series that I enjoyed in 2024. I'm going to rank them. And if you want to share your list of the movies or the TV shows that you enjoyed for 2024, let me know. We're going to look towards 2025. If you have something to share, let us know. We're going to do that at the tail end of the episode. And Justin Baldoni had a little bit of a drama on the set of their movie, a little bit of back and forth, some accuse, a little he said, she said, what's going on there. If you guys, like I said, if you guys know anything, you've been keeping up with all of that, let me know in the chat. But let me tell you what it is and what it isn't. It reminds me a little bit, it feels like it wants to be the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. I don't know why it's making me feel like it's desperate to try to be that. Like this scandal is insisting on itself. Like, yeah, we're this scandal is as big as that. Like for one, no, it's not. Is it a little crazy? There's some things going on that's making me go, yeah, he's a bit of a jerk. And then all of a sudden, some more information comes out. It's like, oh no, maybe she's lying her ass off, right? So Variety showed a little bit of more that's going on. I'm sorry, making sure that I'm not exposed here. Okay, yeah, it's working. Variety showed us a little bit more of what's going on behind the scenes of this whole thing. So what I saw is that there was a lot of accusations of a lot of from, I almost said Amber Heard, from Blake Lively's side of it, that a lot of like harassment going into movie trailers when you weren't invited, or I think when she was nursing, things like that. And then all of a sudden he's coming with receipts. One of the interesting things that I saw before I go into the article from Variety, one of the things that I heard from TikTok was that it was very interesting that Blake Lively was very careful to expose all of these rumors, these things that Justin allegedly did, but came a couple of steps shy of an actual lawsuit or litigation going into court to sue. I mean, I'm willing to talk to whatever outlet or New York Times, whatever the case may be, all day and every day, right? And believe me, I got friends who saw it and this and that and the other. I got witnesses, I got friends, I got power, I got Ryan. Ryan came down and he said, hey, let's talk. To protect his wife, as a good husband should, right? And it's like, oh damn, Justin, you getting cooked. But it was interesting to me how people were really starting to come after Blake up to and right before all these allegations were coming out. People were like they were anticipating and waiting for like Deadpool. And the more Ryan Reynolds energy Hollywood fans were feeling, the more it became cool to hate on Blake for some weird reason. It's like y'all can't be cool at the same time. We love, as much as we love it on Ryan, we're gonna have to, your wife's gonna have to take a hit, right? And it felt like, I'm not gonna say, oh, look, I'm gonna do like some politicians do and try to disassociate myself. A lot of people were saying that because of all that, it might be the reason why these accusations really sprouted up. That interview that came back that Blake Lively did, where a woman who was, I don't know if the interviewer was pregnant or maybe Blake was pregnant at the time, something like that. But that interview where Blake was made that interviewer almost quit the biz because of how she felt Blake was treating her. And then all of a sudden, a lot of stories were coming out. Blake is a this, Blake is a that. She's not as nice as she pretends to be. She's not nice to anybody at all. She's only nice to Ryan. She's not nice to Ryan. Brian is the only person that can keep her under control. Ryan ain't got no control at all. Blake running the show. Ryan's running. It's just all this stuff, and it was all hitting on Blake as all while Ryan Reynolds was enjoying the I'm about to drop Deadpool and Wolverine, and the whole world just is loving it, right? So could it have been like a marketing thing where it's like let's Jussie Smollett this and try to gain some sympathy, or is what Blake's saying about Justin actually true? I mean, who knows? Who knows? I'm gonna pull up the. Let me see if I got it right here. I'm gonna pull up the Variety article. I should have had it. My bad. I should have had it already up. Variety. Let me say Justin Baldoni lawsuit. All right, and we're gonna go down real fast exactly what he's suing about. Is this it? Variety. Justin Baldoni sues his former publicist. No, sues New York Times. Here we go. Sues the New York Times, and let's see if I can pull it up here. All right, skip that ad. All right, let's go. I'm sorry. Let's go full screen right here. Can you guys see that? Is that gonna? It's not gonna really. It's not gonna work. You can't see it. Can I? I do better with the full screen here. Let me see if I can do something better with this. You guys won't be able to see it. Damn it. Okay. All right. I'll read it myself. Let's see. Let me try to run down it real fast, and I'll try to read this guy with you guys. So from Variety, Justin Baldoni files a $250 million lawsuit against New York Times over Blake Lively's story. It relied on her self-serving narrative, is something that he's quoted to say. On June the 2nd, 2023, Blake Lively began a text exchange with her It Ends With Us director and co-star Justin Baldoni that blamed her assistant for not getting her an updated batch of script pages. She didn't realize they were new, Lively wrote. New pages can always be sent to me as well, please. The actress signed the, is that supposed to be massive? Massive with an X. The universal symbol for a kiss. Oh, okay. Lively followed up with another text shortly thereafter. I'm just pumping in my trailer, breast pumping. I remember hearing about this. I'm just pumping in my trailer. If you want to work out our lines, Baldoni responded. Copy Eating with Crew and we'll head that way. This is what he said to her. 18 months later, the interaction was depicted in a New York Times bombshell report in a far more sinister light. The Times wrote, Baldoni repeatedly entered her makeup trailer uninvited. We just saw, I just read to you guys that if you want to come talk to me, come to my trailer. And now the report is saying that she alleges that he would come uninvited. Now, is this after that first invitation? Is this like saying like after the first time I invited him, but after that, no, he just kept doing it over and over and over. So it just kept going back and forth about whether or not she's just making things up and over exaggerating these things, or that it kind of can you like split hairs in what she actually means. Is this yes, the first time I invited him. So these text messages are misleading. I did invite him that first time, but after that, he just kept doing it over and over and over. So that's what the allegation, I think, is what they're saying. No, it's the first time, but no, he just kept going for the gusto. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel comfortable about that. Let's see if I can keep reading. All right, let me change the screen so I can see a little bit better. All right, here we go. I'm sorry I can't pull it up. I should be able. I'm going to fix it. Next time I'm going to if I'm going through a website, I'm going to be able to. I should be able to pull it up, but I'm sorry about that. I'll be better. Let me keep going real fast. That discrepancy is one of many highlighted in the scathing $250 million lawsuit filed Tuesday afternoon by Baldoni against the New York Times, against the Times and the Los Angeles Superior Court. in the Los Angeles Superior Court. Baldoni is among a group of 10 plaintiffs that also includes publicists Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel, who are suing the newspaper for libel and false light invasions of privacy over the December 21st article titled "We Can Bury Anyone" inside a Hollywood smear machine. The parties, which also include, damn, is that what it was really called? We Can Bury Anyone in a smear machine. Meaning Baldoni is the person smearing? Or are you saying, I'm assuming since Baldoni is suing, I'm assuming that the title is leading to the audience to believe Baldoni can smear Blake Lively, is what I'm assuming. The party, which also includes It Ends With Us producer James Heath and Steve Sarowitz, claimed that the Times relied on cherry-picked and altered communication scripted necessary content and deliberately, I don't know the word, deliberately spliced to mislead. A New York Times spokesperson responded, "The role of an independent news organization is to follow the facts, true, where they lead. Our story was meticulously and responsibly reported. It was based on a review of thousands of pages of original documents, including the text messages and emails that were quoted accurately and at the end of at the link in the article." Look, but if there's already, unless that article didn't mention that discrepancy, it was right there, right off the top. So you're saying, so the text itself showed that there was an invitation, but the article was like only leaning on the statement afterwards by Blake Lively saying, well, you know, he was uninvited. There's already, a court is going to look at that, in my opinion. If I was on the jury, I would be like, well, there's he said and she said, but then there's that text that says, okay, there is an invitation. Now, if your complaint is after the first invitation, that first invitation, we're good. But then he kept crossing boundaries afterwards, and I made it clear to stop or something like that, that would help. But if that's not there, then I'm going to lean towards the plaintiff, Baldoni, where I'm going to agree, where we're going to look at things as being cherry picked. So the article continues. The 87-page complaint, which also accuses the Times of promissory fraud and breach of implied in fact contract, offers a rebuttal of the narrative set forth in the 4,000-word article that has rocked Hollywood and led the WME dropping Baldoni as a client hours after publication. Damn. Okay, so if Baldoni wins this, that would be damages right there. Okay, right there, right after this accusation, not something that was filed in court, just a story that was reported, you immediately went to just dropping me, you know, from the WME. I'm assuming that's the production company or I'm sorry, it says publicist. This was written by Megan Taui, Michael McIntyre, and Julie Tate. I'm sorry if I'm missing those names. The piece painted Lively as an actress who allegedly endured months of harassment from Baldoni and Heath, and supposedly faced retaliation in the form of a smear campaign because she voiced her concern. Okay, so that clears that up. Okay, what the smear campaign thing was about. So, and I'm sorry, we got it in the live chat. Crossing says she invited him one time, but we all know today, 2025, that consent one time is not consent forever and ever. Damn right. So that's what I'm saying. So, but what also is always forever true in 2025, all the way to the future, and a lot in the past was supposed to be true, is that if there is a reasonable doubt then I mean, as as a director, a co-star, whatever the situation is, I'm sorry. If you can say Blake Lively is a B level, C level, D level actor, whatever you all you want, she's still married to a very powerful A-lister. And that moment where she calls Ryan over, that that was an exercise of not only support from your husband, obviously. Like I said, a good husband would do the same thing. A good wife would do the same thing for their spouse. And anybody would do that for their spouse, right? But that's a power play. If I was married to Ryan Reynolds and you were messing with me on the set, I call him too. Hey Ryan, come handle this. I do it. That's if I have that trump card in my pocket, I'm gonna play it. So, so my point is, there's a reasonable doubt though, because when you have that first invitation, you now. I'm not saying that he didn't cross boundaries after the fact. Like I said, he could have got that first invitation. Maybe the first invitation was cool. Maybe that first interaction was cool. And then after that, he was like, "Oh, I'm feeling myself. I can just come in a trailer anytime I want to. I'm gonna wait until I think she's pumping, and I'm gonna just barge on in. Hey, Blake, what's up? No, dude. Like, no. I'd be like, no, dude. No, you can't do that. And the problem with it is, we have these text messages that will give him an argument, because that's what argument I'd use. Like, look, right there. She's claiming I was crossing boundaries. Here's the first invitation. Here's an invitation. Where's a text message that says I crossed boundaries? I'm not saying that he didn't cross boundaries. I'm saying that there's a reasonable doubt. So H7 says so she's Amber Heard 2.0. They want this to be Amber Heard 2.0. Now, if it goes to trial and if it does all kinds of stuff, like, yeah, maybe it can be Amber Heard 2.0. Maybe. I don't see it. I don't even feel it. I'm like, because she's not getting as much attention and or hate as much as Amber was getting. I mean, and maybe if she did a bad job as Lady Pool or something like that, maybe or something. I was about to say, because she's not really attached to any comic book movies, but then I was like, oh yeah, but she was Lady Deadpool. But I mean, there's a lot of elements there, but it just doesn't feel it. It feels like it wants to be Amber Heard, Johnny Depp 2.0, but it's not. It's not. Let me skip ahead. Let me go down because I want to talk about something else after this. And according to the suit, Lively's husband, actor Ryan Reynolds, allegedly berated Baldoni in an aggressive manner during a heated meeting at their Tribeca penthouse in New York, accusing him of fat shaming his wife. The suit claims that the A-lister actor, I told you he was an A-lister, also pressured Baldoni's agency, WME, to drop the director during the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere in July, well before enlisted crisis PR. A WME rep denies that there was any pressure from Ryan Reynolds or Lively to drop Baldoni as a client, and says his former agent wasn't at the premiere. But why was he dropped so quickly just after the article came out? That's going to be the question. So it's like, okay. Let me play devil's advocate. Let's say that there was no ill will involved. Maybe let's say WME didn't want to drop him at all. We don't want to get involved. We're not trying to. But if I was them, maybe now here's me. Let's say I'm the publicist. I'm like I said, Ryan Reynolds is a very powerful person in Hollywood now. He is an A-list actor, but he's a producer now, and he's crushing it. And he's the kind of guy that can walk into he can get a meeting. I'm gonna just put it like that. He can get a meeting. They're like, yeah, and he's got friends. In that Oprah Winfrey, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Morgan Freeman, everybody loves me, Tom Hanks kind of way. He's got love and friends. WME is like, I don't want those Ryan Reynolds problems, because one funny ass tweet from Ryan, and all of a sudden all his friends are like, maybe this isn't the publicist for me, and then they losing all kinds of clients because they're like, well, if Ryan doesn't like them, and I love Ryan, I'm gone too. So they probably made a decision that was like, I'm sorry, dude, you're not worth it. I'm like, just the accusation is enough for us to get scared. So I'm assuming that that might be the situation that happened. So let me go down. Where's the article again? There it is. Keep going here. Attorney Brian Friedman, who filed a lawsuit on the behalf of the plaintiff, tells Variety that the Times cowered to the wants and whims of two powerful, untouchable Hollywood elites. Who's the other elite they talking about? I know it's not Blake. No offense, I got nothing against Blake Lively. I'm just joking around. I'm just there. They are a power couple, but I'm gonna say this without getting. I'm assuming she's closer to. She's got more powerful friends. Maybe that's the situation there. That would consider her a list, I guess, because like she's closer with Taylor. Maybe that's why they would say it like that. I would see it that it's just like what's his name? Chris Pratt's ex-wife. What was her name? When I called that divorce years before it happened, after Chris Pratt got cast in Guardians of the Galaxy, I said he is about to divorce his wife. That wasn't based on any scandal or anything like that. I just noticed that a shift in power. She was more powerful and popular in Hollywood before. He wasn't, and then all of a sudden there was a mega pendulum swing to the other way, and at a greater distance of fame. Their fame was way further apart than it ever was before when it was the other way around. And I was like, a shift like that is too fast, too wide, and that gap is too wide, and they're about to divorce. And I called it on this channel years before it happened, and then I gloated about it because I was right. Same thing that happened with Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillippe. It was too much of a shift that happened right there. I'm not saying anybody's going to get divorced. I don't see them getting divorced or anything like that. I'm just ranting about that because I just don't see. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe a lot of people assume she's more powerful. Maybe she has more connections, but I don't. I see, and he's more of a front man. Maybe we assume he's more powerful because we're seeing him. He exposes himself to commercials and it's more commercialized. Maybe that's the case, but maybe she is more powerful than Hollywood because, like you said, rubbing elbows with Taylor Swift. She's getting, maybe she's able to get these meetings, right? But we usually judge these things by how well your movies do. So that's just me. I think I'm just trying to backpedal now because now I'm worried about that Swifty clout coming at me. The Times reporting that Nathan and Abel Plant. I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. Attorney Female filed a lawsuit on behalf of the plaintiff. Okay. Hollywood elites disregarding journalistic practices and ethics on befitting of the revered publication by using doctored and manipulated text and intentionally omitting text which dispute their chosen PR narrative. Now, if Baldoni can prove that the New York Times picked and choose which conversations, those text conversations, fit a certain narrative by exposing, okay, you called me out for this conversation, it made me look bad. But if you keep reading, or if you read the few texts right before when that conversation really started, that's something. See, when I saw that she wasn't going as far as filing a lawsuit against him, she was only going as far as exposing. That made a lot of people wonder, well, when you file a lawsuit, you open yourself up to what's called discovery. He went straight to it. He's like, boom. So now we're going to get everything in discovery. And a lot of people were saying it's funny how she is doing a lot of, he said, she said stuff and a lot of interviews and discussions and accusations, but going one step shy of court because maybe she doesn't want something to be found in discovery, which is why he files the lawsuit. Because now You have to. Whether it helps him or not, or whether it helps her or not, we don't know yet. We'll see. A lot of people were thinking that it was interesting that she was willing to go so far, but shy of putting herself out there because of discovery. But now she has to, because I think I saw that there's now a countersuit, and now because now that it's already done for her from through him. Now you might as well. You got to defend yourself. Now she's going to probably go for the gusto. We got to do it. Last part of this, and then I'm gonna move on. The Times reporting that Nathan and Abel planted negative stories about Lively with the press was bolstered by one particular text exchange in which the two appeared to take a victory lap following a Daily Mail story about Lively and slammed her tone-deaf promotion of the film, quote-unquote tone-deaf promotion of the film about domestic, V, and resurfaced embarrassing interviews from her past. Quoting, "You really outdid yourself with this piece," Abel wrote, prompting Nathan to reply, "That's why you hired me, right? I'm the best. I'm gonna have to do my Jack Nicholson voice. And that's why you hired me, right? The best. This town needs an enemy." But in its full context, it appears as though Nathan and Abel are jokingly taking credit for a story that emerged organically. The Times story omits a Nathan text that precedes the exchange, which is boom, right there, like I said. Now, if Baldoni comes with the receipts and goes, "I still have those texts too," and like, no, you tried to make me look bad with that article. You only started reading or started stating or quoting from those text message conversations from here to here. But if you read further, or if you read just above it, it's you got it in more context. Let me see. I said the Times story omits Nathan's text that precedes the exchange in which he says she was uninvolved in the story's publication. Quote, "Damn, this is unfair because it's also not me," she wrote. The Times also clipped Abel's use of the upside down smiley face emoji, which is typically used to convey sarcasm. You learn something new every day. The Times story relied, this is a quote, the Times story relied almost entirely on Lively's unverified and self-serving narrative, lifting its nearly verbatim while disregarding an abundance of evidence that contradicted her claims and exposed her true motives, the suit says. Lively's side of the story laid out in the 80-page letter filed December 20th with the California Civil Rights Department, which the Times used as a bedrock of its story. Unlike a lawsuit, see, like I said, she was like a few steps shy of actually, so unlike a lawsuit, CRD complaints typically remain confidential. So that though the person I saw on TikTok that was talking about this was onto something there. Like I said, it's funny how loud you're getting, and you going. I'm gonna get Ryan. I'm gonna get Ryan. We a power couple. We got some Swifties. Better watch that. You better watch out. We got Swifties. But in a situation like this, because if you did that to my wife, like no, I'll take you to. We're gonna sue you. I'm gonna destroy you in court. I'm gonna destroy you. But they were doing everything but taking it to court. And people assume when you're doing stuff like that, it's probably because of all in fairness in court, you also have to open yourself up to discovery, which means the person you're suing or accusing has the right to defend themselves and pull more information on you. So it's very interesting. Like I said, the CDR complaint typically remains confidential unless they are leaked. In its previous reporting on the subject, Variety was unable to confirm Lively even filed a letter with the department declining to comment on the case. See, it's there's too many variables, man. Notably, Lively chose not to file a lawsuit against Baldoni, Wayfair, or any of the complainants. A choice that spared her from scrutiny of the discovery process. Boom. Just like I said. Just like I said. She chose, I'm gonna read that again. Notably, Lively chose not to file a lawsuit of any of the on any of the plaintiffs, a choice that spared her her right there, that spared her from the scrutiny of discovery. I always say on this channel, anything that is the truth can withstand the challenge of questioning. If it's the truth, if anything is the truth, I'm not saying she's lying, I'm not saying anything. But if anything is the truth, it can withstand the challenge of questioning. It can hold its own. The wall will be strong, right? It will build that wall, right? It will hold. The line should hold. The line of truth always holds. Unless the lies were juicy, I guess. This decision was not an accident, the complainant said. That apparently is no longer true. As just after the publication of the story, Lively's attorney said they had filed a federal complaint against Wayfarer Studios, Baldoni, et al. In the Southern District of New York. Okay, so like I said, now the hand is forced because he filed this lawsuit. Now she has to. So it's either way it goes. Whether this is going to be a Johnny Depp, Amber Heard 2.0 or not is yet to be seen. It's about to go. It's order another round because it's about to go down. So we'll see. We will see. Unfortunately, Miss Lively's decision to speak out has resulted, this is a quote, resulted in further retaliation and attacks as alleged in Miss Lively's federal complaint. Wayfarer and its associates have violated federal and California state law by retaliating against her for reporting sexual harassment and workplace safety concerns. Now, the defendant will answer for their conduct in federal court. That was read from her legal team. The federal suit, which is similar to Lively's CRD letter, refers to Baldoni's unconscionable conduct. Very bad, very bad. Lively's attorney added in a statement, quote, "While we will not litigate this matter in the press," after you already did, you won't litigate it in the press after you already litigated. We do encourage people to read Lively's complaint in its entirety. Are you putting it in the streets or not? That's a fancy way of saying I'm not trying to say something, I'm just saying. We look forward to addressing each and every one of Wayfarer's allegations in court. Look, there's way more, and maybe we'll discuss it more a little bit later. But that was the halfway mark. I encourage you guys, look up this. The article is one of many, but this is the one I found from Variety. Justin Baldoni files a $250 million lawsuit against the New York Times over Blake Lively's story. It relied on her self-serving narrative. This is an exclusive. Written by Tatiana Siegel. Okay. And the headline looks like this. This is the picture from the headline. So look that up. Get your talking points in. Let's see what you guys are talking about. H7. Let's see if I can't turn the chat back on, but I'll read what you guys say. I'm going to do better with the chats. I'll make sure to put the chats back up, and I don't know if it'll pop up. Let me see if I can put the chat box. It probably won't. Let me see if I can get you guys. No, sorry. It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. Will it do it? Chat box. Is it? Now, see in a second. I disappeared. Sorry about that, but I'll read it. H7 in NDRX says, do you think the trial would be public? California, I think, is it? Let's Google it together, man. Does California trials Let me start a trial. So, are trials public in California? Yes. I thought so. I'm like, speaking of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, Johnny made sure that that he filed in a place where it would have to be public. He wanted that. He needed that exposure. We didn't see anything. It wasn't like, and when it was in England, that first thing that Amber won, it wasn't. So it all depends on where you filed. But I was like, yeah, California, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. He also continues. People on TikTok think they had an affair gone wrong. I mean, you're gonna have a cover either way it goes. It's like most people who are funny about that, like boobs are not for you to honk a honk. It's for feeding my baby. That group is going to that's going to be the cup. No, my child was having his lunch. Other people are going to say, well, you invited him in a expo, but then that's going to be then but then that's the don't you ain't going to shame me kind of a thing. It's too many ways. I always look at the ways a person can defend themselves or accuse the other. There's too many avenues that this can go. People who aren't comfortable with feedings like that will say, we'll cover up, go in another room, shame, shame, shame. Other people like, dude, it's just a baby, man. It's just a boob. Relax. Don't sexualize my body. You know what I'm saying? There's just too many ways it could go. Let's see. This Wisteria Crossing says, yeah, I hope Ryan made that feel small. He continues, I really just think JB is an a-hole. I can be wrong. She could just be making this up. But when he has a woman ever, sorry. But when has a woman ever won making up like this? When? I'm not gonna go there. I can't because I can't tell whether or not you're saying that sarcastically or if you're being for real. He goes never. So I'm on her side. When has a woman? Okay, let's take this. Let's take this question very seriously. When has a woman ever won making up like this? There are so many accusations. There were people who have been exposed for lying. I'm thinking about that football player who was intimate with that girl in college, and her boyfriend found out and he was mad, I guess, because it was a black dude, I guess, he cheated on me with that guy, blah, blah, blah. And she didn't want him to be mad at her. So she just said, well, he assaulted me, blah, blah. And it went as far, it ruined his career. Then later she was exposed for the lie, but his career still ruined. I don't think he ever got into the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. So when there's been come on, there are a lot of cases where a person blatantly will say to a person, if I call the cops on you, they're gonna believe me over you. That it happens all the time. We're all human, man. People, being a man doesn't make me any other man good, and being a woman doesn't make any that woman or any other woman bad or good or bad. We're all humans. We're all capable of being dicks. We're all capable of breaking the law. That's why there's men and women prisons, right? We all do it. We all break the law. So yeah, has there ever been a woman to lie on something like this serious and get away with it? Absolutely. Just like how guys get away with it. All the cops, you hit me first. Who you but who you think they're gonna believe? It happens all the time. It's too many. You couldn't even finish the Google search before it auto fills in with a bunch of results. So are you serious? Come on, dude. I'm like, dude, this case. Like, how about okay? I'm not saying she got away with it, but here's an example. The woman that accused Emmett Till. How about that for an example? He got unalived. She's still living in her old age in some retirement home. Uh, with the whole notion of, oh, I just forgave myself. I just said a couple of Hail Marys and I'm a good person and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? She's been found out, exposed. People still want her to face the consequences of what she did. She's not going to face any consequences. She's not getting arrested. Emmett Till's still on the ground. His face was destroyed. And she's not going to face any charges. Period. There's an example right there. Let's see. Craig, the tech guy, says, "Sup, T3 Media Studios? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, man. What's going on? Happy New Year." Kevin continues. Kevin Davis, a former coworker hasn't said anything bad about Justin Baldoni. Okay. Former I need. I'm assuming you're talking about from what I was reading. Kevin continues. I'm sorry, Maria Anderson. In my opinion, Justin should take responsibility for his wrongdoing. Date Me Too movement. The whole women is aware of boundary. Let me read that again. In my opinion, Justin should take responsibility for his wrongdoing. Date Me Too movement. The women is aware of boundaries. I think I know what you're saying there, but the way it's written. Kevin Davis continues, even if he was joking around on the set of This Ends With Us, you can't sue nobody for that at all. Unfortunately, you can sue anybody for anything, man. At the end of the day, what they tell you in any work environment, doesn't matter. People always try to create these new rules for Hollywood. It's the same as any other place of employment. You have supervisor, you have employees, you have the owners of the company, your coworkers. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds on set being the superstars that they are, their coworkers are the key grips that are behind the scenes, the people, the stagehands, the set designers, and all. They're co-workers. Period. It's like any other set. Any other place of employment. It's not about what do they say in corporate. It's not about what you meant by the joke or the statement that the person's complaining about. It's about how they took it. It's the equivalent of, it's just a prank, bro. I'm not here for your prank. Like, if I'm here to work, I'm here for work. I'm not here for it. Now, if we cool. Like that's. But if we not, you can get got in court. That's just as simple as that. This is how it is. But that's what you guys are talking about. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation with Amber Heard. Did it again. It's not the Amber Heard. It's not Amber Heard 2.0. Do you think this is Amber Heard, Johnny Depp 2.0, or do you think this is just going to be something that we're just going to? It'll just be behind the scenes, not going to be a big deal, or maybe it'll get televised. Maybe it'll be bigger. Maybe we'll bust this thing wide open. I mean, check this out. Before we move on to the next topic, look at this connections right here. This is a little graph that I found where of the connections that these people have. Like, look at this. I had to zoom in on some of it. Connection key, whether people that are married, the divorces, representation, like WMA. There is a whole. There's a whole web of connections here. Look at the power that's presented here. We got Rock. We got Scarlett Johansson. I think wasn't she dating Ryan Reynolds or married to Ryan Reynolds at one point? There's connections that already go to Prince Harry. I mean, there's two. I mean, and Johnny Depp himself is even involved. And because Johnny Depp is involved, Amber Heard is involved. Technically, by association. There's too many people. Besides that, all the other connections are just representations and stuff like that, lawyers and all that publicity stuff. But look, man, there's a lot involved. So maybe this could be Johnny and Amber 2.0. there is a lane. What do they say? What's that? 7 degrees to Kevin Bacon. There is a path to him. Who knows how big this could go? It could be bigger. I don't feel like it will be. But let me know what you guys think. And as I always say, guys, let's keep talking. Now, before I go, I want to real quick talk about, like I said, it's the new year. We're making some new changes to the studio. We're going to do more Reddit read stuff. We have a little setup on the other side of the studio where we're going to have more interviews, more guests. If you guys are interested, if you guys you know a podcast or an outlet that you know that would be a good fit, we have go to our link tree. We have a sign up forum for all content creators or people that are in the biz. If you are content creators or if you're in the Hollywood biz, you want to be interviewed on the channel, let me know. Sign the form. And whether it's in studio or remotely, we do it. Now, I wanted to go down 24 of my top movies and TV shows of 2024. At first, this wasn't going to be in any particular order, but you know what? Yeah, this is that's why I'm wording it my favorite films of 2024. My favorite ones, not the best ones. Not because I know my list is going to be different from your list, but let me know in the comment section what your favorite movies are, and what if you want to put them in a certain order. Let me know. If you have a top 5 or a top 10, hit me up. Let me know what they are, and I'll shout them out right here on the show. But here's my favorite of the year, the ones that I saw, the ones that I enjoyed, had a kick out of. And coming in at number 10, we have Fall Guy. I had a good time with this one. My wife liked it as well. I did not know that it was based on an old TV show that I didn't see, but it was funny that my wife knew about that show, The Fall Guy, and it didn't hit her that that's what we were watching, a remake from an old TV show, until the very end when the original music hit. She was like, "That's right. I remember that show, right?" And but besides that, Ryan Gosling. This was a fun little movie. I had a good time with it. Now, it's not one of the ones that I'm going to be like, I'll break my neck to go see it again. Like if I happen to catch it on TV or something, if I got nothing to do, I'll probably watch it again. But it's not something that I was like dying to watch multiple times. But I was rooting for it, and I was hoping that it was going to do better than it did, but it didn't. And I understand that. But I had a good time with it. Ryan always delivers. That was my number 10. At number 9, I put Twister. Another one. Wasn't all the best. That's not something I'm going to break my neck on it for. Did I enjoy it more than the original? No, but it was a fun time. Got some exposure, a little bit more exposure to our upcoming Superman. Corn Sweat's in there, but he's playing a dick. So, but it was a fun little ride. I'm a fan, and I had no complaints. I walked out of that with a smile on my face. So that's going to be at my number 9. Number 8, A Quiet Place Day One. This was a hell of a movie. I really, really did not know what to expect without any of our, original set in this one. But Peter Nwongo, of course, Peter was going to crush it, right? I love the movie because of the simple fact that she hates cats. And at the end of this movie, now she's a cat person. She is now a cat lady. So, welcome to the team. Number 7 was Abigail. This was a surprise to me. I was hoping this was the one because right after help me in the chat. What was her name from Scream? After everything that young lady was going through after getting dropped from the franchise and whatnot, I'm rooting for her to not fade away. I'm so hoping that this movie was good, but this movie was good because of her, of this little girl, Abigail. Abigail crushed it. I didn't know to think of the whole ballerina dancing thing. I thought it was going to be cheesy and dumb, but it worked. It worked in the vampire lore. Everything worked all the way to the very, 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 very end. But I still would not mind a sequel, a follow up to this, because I thought that those two together, the main two leads together with Abigail, her and Abigail were good together. I could see a buddy cop, a let the right one in type of relationship. I could see that. Now, if they went a sequel in that direction, a let the right one in type of a relationship, I think this could be a great franchise. But it's probably a one and done. It's available on Peacock, I believe. Go check it out. Number 6, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. Man, let me tell you right now. When Diddy Kong tried to run up on Kong talking all that noise, he grabbed him by the foot and beat the hell out of those other. This was his movie. This was Kong's movie. This was Kong's movie. This was Kong's movie. This was the movie. This was Kong's movie. You might as well have just Godzilla wasn't even necessary in my opinion. But this is a tag team, obviously, a kind of a thing. But it worked for me. I liked it much better than the last one. This reluctant tag team right here was a funny way to go. I know it's not traditional Godzilla, but I still loved it. I still had a good time with it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Number 9, rounding out my top 5. Now, these are the ones that I can see myself watching. And I can watch Godzilla X Kong again. I can see myself while watching that one again. And Abigail, I can see myself watching that multiple times. Like I said, I always judge a movie's fun factor and success in my heart based on if it's rewatchable, if I would go out of my way to watch it over and over again. Alien Romulus is also one of these movies, man. This was so good, way better than I thought it was going to be. This was a dying franchise, but after seeing Prey, I was like, see, how I felt about Prey, exactly how I felt about Alien Romulus. This was we're in new territory here. It's franchises that were almost dead on arrival, are now the heart is pumping again. There's a life, and this was scary. This was scary. It freaked me out. Even the very end was it was creepy. It went in that creepy direction that I expected to go, but it worked, and it was like, man. But I liked everything leading towards the end. The end was perfect, but it wasn't. It reminded me a little too much of Prometheus and what didn't work with Prometheus, but I still enjoyed it overall. I'm gonna have to do a ranking of where I rank this as far as Prometheus and all that. But before I can do a ranking on the Alien franchise, I have to see the first Alien. Believe it or not, guys, look at me. Look at me. I have never seen the original Alien movie. My first introduction to this franchise was Aliens. For years, I thought that was the first one. I was a kid. Thought that was the first one. Get away from her, you bitch. And I didn't know that Ripley did this before. I was like, what? I was like, was that what that conversation was about? I couldn't tell because I was a little pervert kid looking at some panties. I never saw the original Alien, so I have to do a first time watching. There's a lot of first time watchings that I need to do on this channel, so I will do it. Coming in at number 4, I had so much fun with this one. Transformers 1. This movie, for the first time, made me go, Megatron, damn Decepticons making some good points. I don't know, Optimus, you acting like a little, you know what I'm saying? A little, you know what I'm saying? Megatron making some sense here, man. He would have convinced me. Megatron would have had me on his team. I ain't lying. I am not lying. I did not think that this adventure and this retelling of their of the origin would. I didn't think this was another surprise to me. I didn't know that I was in for such a fun ride. This I can watch over and over and over again and still enjoy it. It was so damn funny. But Megatron really, really spoke to me. I was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm Megatron. I'm hashtag Megatron's right. I kept saying that through the whole movie. I'm sitting here watching this movie. I'm like eating my popcorn, looking at the screen, looking at my kids. I'm like, sorry. He just did. I would have did that shit. I'm sorry. I would have did the same thing. Everything that he was all like, I'm sorry. No. No. Megatron was hashtag Megatron was right. Number 3. Monkey Man. I was mad that this movie didn't get the praise that I felt like it deserved. I felt like Patel here did a great. Is he the typical superhero kind or action hero type? No, but that's what made it work for me. It was on some John Wick and he convinced me. That was the only thing I was worried about with this movie. He needs to convince me because I'm not the biggest dude in the world too. But if you can convince me, in a very realistic way, because just like John Wick, it was like pure will, but he had none of John Wick's skill. He just was driven. He had purpose. He was doing it for the people. And I thought that story and what it expanded to was so cool. I thought Patel did an awesome job with this one, and I agreed with with Peele. He was like, "Give this one a chance. This is worth it. That's worth a look. If you haven't seen it, please do see it, and let me know if you feel about it the same way I did. This one, that one, I was very after I walked out of that movie, I was convinced that movie was going to make a bunch of money and have a sequel, but I don't think it did. I don't think it made. I think it deserved to, but I don't think it crossed that line where people would go, let's keep this one going. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Number two, Inside Out 2, of course, $1 billion, man. Of course, this is the number one movie of 2024 financially, man. It's my kids, the grandkids are downstairs watching it. I said grandkids. I'm 44. You did not know it. Don't crack. But yes, they're downstairs right now. They're probably watching this right now. This is on repeat in the house over and over and over again, of course, because it's Pixar and it's all the whole go broke all they $1 billion. Quit lying to yourself. $1 billion. And that movie was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. And is it better than the first one? Man, no. But it still hit. It still hit, and I had a great time with it. At number one, of course, man, of course, Deadpool, Wolverine, baby. We would just, wow, everything comes back to Blake Lively. Blake Lively, Lady Deadpool, that made this movie great. I'll wait for the hate to come in. I'll wait for the flood. What? No. This movie was so anticipated, so well received. It delivered on everything. It did Deadpool proud. My only concern now is where do we go from here? Because once Ryan Reynolds is done playing, I mean, he'll probably do some Avengers stuff now, but after all this stuff with Doomsday and Secret Wars, they might be looking to recast everybody, and that includes Deadpool. Where do we go from here? Will Ryan Reynolds continue playing Deadpool? I mean, you can put a stuntman in the suit. Ryan can just talk his talk. He's not much. He might be able to play Deadpool up until the 70s or 80s. Covered in the makeup, it can work. I assume, just like the joke said during the movie, till you're 90, you can do the same thing for Deadpool. I feel like that's the way it's going to go. And that's my number one. Let me know, what were your give me your top 10, your top 5, whatever you got for 2024. What were the movies that hit home for you? What were your favorites for 2024? Now let's move on to top 5 favorite TV series that I'm watching right now, and some of them I'm still watching, but these are the ones that premiered in 2024 that I'm loving. At number 5, Landman. Watch Landman. Is it as good as like Yellowstone? No, but there's a lot there that makes it that's better, but it's not a Yellowstone. But it's more, I don't know. I mean, I'm from Texas. It's more relatable if you're an Oilers fan, if that makes sense. My father was a ranch hand, so I should relate more to Yellowstone technically, but I think Billy Bob is just more relatable. It's just, I don't know why it's more grounded. There's a bunch of ridiculousness going on in it, but there's so much funny slash. It takes you on that roller coaster. But so sometimes it's drop dead hilarious. Sometimes it's too serious. A lot of times it's too gruesome. It's like, can't even look at that scene. It takes you on a ride, and it always brings you back home. It's like a soap. It's like a one of those cheesy soap operas in a way, but it's very well done. But I can't get enough of this show. I thought that I was losing interest in it, but this latest episode brought me right back. If you haven't started watching Landman, trust me, it is good. Watch this series. It is worth it. Recommended. Number 4. I just decided right? Because I just caught up with the latest episode. This should be my number one, but I'm only halfway through it. I can't call it. I feel like maybe at the end it might become my number one, but right now, I think number four is a safe spot to put it. Creature Commandos, man. I just posted, you guys, I don't know if you saw it on my TikTok, or that scene where that Les business scene where he's like, what's the best thing about them scared? You know, where Wonder Woman and the Amazons come. Come on, what's the best thing about it? Wrong again. It's all about the lesbians. That killed me. I could not believe how funny this is. In typical James Gunn, how these the characters that nobody really knows, really, for in the main, you know, in comparison to your Superman and blah blah blah. He has a way to make you feel. Why are you doubting James Gunn on this Superman thing? He's got a way at tugging at your strings, man. He does it every time. He did it with Guardians of the Galaxy, characters that nobody knew about, and made them household names. Doing it again. He did it with what's his face from Suicide Squad. He did it with Peacemaker. He's doing it again with this. He's just got the gift. And these characters will now become people are going to be demanding live action real soon from this, and I can't wait. Number three, Agatha All Along. Everybody, y'all kept saying the same crap about Disney, and they're going woke, they're doing this and that. Same, pretty much the same premises. Another a movie or a TV series that dealing with witchcraft and you know lesbians and where one on the Star Wars side failed. Y'all, a lot of y'all assumed this would. It's Kathy Hahn. It's Kathy with the same writers in WandaVision. Come on, this is not Acolyte. Acolyte also should have been a success. It should have been on my list too, but it's not. But it's not. It's not. What if it was number one? Y'all be mad. But no, Agatha All Along worked. And I am not surprised that it's going to get another season. And I can't wait to see more of it. Kathy Hahn, I call her never miss. She never miss. She's one of the best to do it. You haven't watched it and you hating on it for no reason, get over yourself. It's the best. It's one of the best. Number two, X-Men 97. The nostalgia. This was one of my favorite scenes right here. 9. You have, you know, what was that line when he said you have 3 or something like that? You have no, I don't know. I forgot what that line that Nightcrawler made. But with everything that was going on with Magneto, between Rogue and whatnot, the only parts that I really didn't like was everything that was going on in outer space and stuff. Like, Charles, get your ass out of there, man. You don't need to. What the hell? Get your ass out. Yo, X-Men are effing up. But the villain, the back and forth with the Sentinels, Mutant Sentinel was crazy. It was a crazy villain. The time travel, I cannot wait. The scandal that's going on with the previous showrunner and whatnot. Speaking of which, dude, you already had the points on your side with the fan. Maybe he's blacklisted or something. I don't know. Something's going on. But he at first was taking that high road, and now it's like he's losing his damn mind. That former showrunner, he's just trashing the show now, and that ain't gonna help you get any interviews, man. You messing up. I don't know what your problem is, but dude, you are messing up. I don't know what, but you made a great show. But my number one series, my recommended show that I loved 2024 would have to be, of course, it's The Penguin, man. And one of the oh man, my camera froze. My bad. Let me switch back. One of the reasons why I say that this is my number one is because I expected Penguin, Colin Farrell, to do what he did in the movie, in the Batman, to crush it, to carry this movie, like Tony Soprano. But she, what's her name? The mother from How I Met Your Mother. I forgot her name. Falcone's daughter. Scene for scene. I am still debating. I'm still stuck on who gave the best performances. Because where he was brilliant, she was just as, if not better. Just as brilliant, if not better, in a lot of scenes. So I came for the Penguin. I was left thinking, damn, she was I'm just saying. That's when I knew that this was my number one show of 2025. Let me know what you guys think about my list. Let me know what your top 5, top 10, whatever you got. What's your shows that you enjoyed from 2024, and what you're looking forward from coming out this year. Anticipated, whether it's movies or TV series. Let me know what you guys want to talk about as far as any other new topics. Hit me in the box below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Like I always say, hit me up on all the socials. You know, guys, we have our podcast. You can follow us at T3 Media Studios. Always at T3 Media Studios. You can follow us there if you don't have time to watch us live. Follow us on all the socials, as like I always say, X, TikTok, and all that good stuff at T3 Media Studios. And just support the channel. You can always do that by sending your donations through streamlabs.com. I should have probably said that at the beginning of the show. I'll do better. That's streamlabs.com, or super chat. You can send super chat questions, and I'll always appreciate your support here on the channel. Guys, as always, I'm Chris Fagan. You can follow me at CW Fagan or Chris Fagan on all the socials, or at T3 Media Studios. That's where you can always catch me. I'm the one behind the wheel. I'm replying to all those things. And as I always say, thanks for the new subscriber there. We got Dysteria Crossing just became a new subscriber. Appreciate you. But you know what? Before I close the door, let's see. We'll see what you guys are saying. Dysteria, as I thank for following. He or she. I'm sorry. I will watch the new Superman. More a Marvel person, but what the heck? Agatha is number 1, and then ends it off with yes, Acolyte and Jason should be here also. The series also continues. The channel got everything. I came for the gossip, but you gave me nerdism with Marvel, etc. Love it. See you again for sure. Appreciate you. Thank you. Fetman says, and I'm sorry I don't have the, or maybe it's working now. Let me see, because the chats were not, maybe it's, I kind of got them on there. Sorry about that, guys. I should have did better with having the chats up, but I failed the city. Fetman Plays says, TV for me, number 1. Fetman Plays, give me a top 5. Here we go. Fetman Plays says, TV for me. Oh, you said it. You said the magic word. You said it. Let me see if it plays. Hold up. For me. Number 1, Penguin. Number 2, Fallout 3. I haven't watched it yet. I got to start watching it. See, there was a bunch of them that I knew should be on my list, but I haven't started watching them yet. Number 3, Shogun. I started watching it yet. I am going to. I promise. Everything on your list so far, I am going to. I'm kicking myself in the butt for not watching it. Skeleton Crew, haven't finished. I haven't caught up. I'm not caught up yet. And Ted, solid list. I love it. Outstanding. Dristeria Crossing says, yes, Fallout and Skeleton Crew is 100. Outstanding, guys. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to push the for me button. Let's see. I hope it worked. I hope you guys can hear that. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That for me? I pushed it and push it again. Did you hear that? Or is my soundboard not working? Hope it's working. I don't know. Let me know. Let me give you a few more seconds to let me know if I'm tripping or not. I'm pushing these buttons. I don't know if you can hear it.
I don't like that.
You probably heard it through my microphone, but you probably couldn't hear it in the system. I'll find out. Guys, appreciate you. Until next time, guys. Thank you guys. As always, we'll be here next Saturday. And I'll keep you guys up to date for all things entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. I'm Chris Fagan. This is Talking Through the Medias. Appreciate you guys. And until next time, peace. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a patron. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.